How should LeBron take them?
I actually believe that LeBron should hear KD's comments as, hey, Kawhi, you don't want to play in LA with LeBron because LeBron, I might play in LA with you. KD, I believe, is enjoying his status right now. Wherever I rank him, and we're going to get to that in the league in a little while, the fact is he is a pivotal player because he's an all-time great in his prime. Because he's going to be a free agent and because taking him off his present team and adding him to another team could shift the balance of power, he is being courted basically by everyone and enjoys enormous power right now, to the point where he can say kind of whatever he wants about LeBron James and have LeBron James respond like, well, I don't know what he said exactly. Like, LeBron doesn't know by now what he said. Come on. I don't know what he said exactly. I'm not going to say anything bad about KD. Hey, KD, I want you to play with me. But I really heard that the more Stephen A. talked yesterday, the more we discussed it, I heard it increasingly as KD kind of smokescreen Kawhi or anyone else because he wants the salary spot. Maybe the message to LeBron is, I might be coming to play with you.
That's not what I got from it. And before I go any further, I would say that, A, if anybody should feel disrespected by what Kevin Durant had to say, it should be the media. The media that he has accused of fawning over LeBron James, essentially, fanboys, and essentially challenging the level of objectivity that has been accorded to other players in favor of LeBron James. That, to me, is the only thing that anybody could feel as from it as being disrespectful, and that's towards the media. If I'm LeBron James, there's nothing to say about this in terms of Kevin Durant did not disrespect LeBron James. He didn't question LeBron James' greatness. He didn't question LeBron James' commitment. What he talked about was, excuse me, if you are a marginal to mid-level player, you're going there, and LeBron being the focus might not be something you'd have a problem with. But if you are a superstar and you believe that you belong in the same room and on the same level as LeBron James, going into an environment that's all about him might not be something that you're receptive to. That happens to be fact. That happens to be absolute fact. Kyrie Irving is in Boston because of that very reason. Because that's how he felt, right, wrong, or otherwise. When you are a big-time baller and you believe you're worthy of that franchise tag, you believe that you're worthy of being the face of a franchise, you don't want to go someplace else in some instances where everything is about the other person. Because if anything goes awry, people are looking at you. Think about, pause and pick apart what KD said here. He mentioned LeBron and that point that I just brought up, and then mentioned the fanboys in the media. Yeah. What he's essentially saying is that, excuse me, potentially, if anything goes awry, it's on you because it damn sure could never be LeBron in the eyes of those who chronicle the game. And that's going to be problematic for any superstar in this league. In no way did he say anything remotely disrespectful towards LeBron as far as I'm concerned, and he's talking about basketball. And I got no problems with it. None.
This whole fanboy thing about LeBron in the media, LeBron is the best player in the world and has been for so long and has done things no one else has done in terms of, since Bill Russell, not in the modern NBA, in terms of dragging a team after team, year after year to the finals. He has been, it's so incredible that there are people out there who mistakenly think he was better than Jordan. He's not been better than Jordan, but he's been better than probably everyone else, and he's had a longer career than Jordan. So, like, fanboys in the media, did people, if something went wrong on the Celtics, blame Larry Bird, or did they blame Michael Jordan on the? What do you mean blame? He's winning all the time. I don't understand what the idea is.
I do. He's saying people are being groupies for LeBron.
Well, not just that.
There is some truth to that, hanging on every single word that he has.
Well, there's certainly no truth to that here, but I get your point. But I think that here's the important point, and I would say this to Kevin Durant, I would say this to LeBron, I'll even say this to you. It's not about winning and losing. That's a bottom line. That's a cumulative effect. But there are things that transpire on the path towards winning. There's stories that take place every day. If we got to sit back and just say, if we talk about LeBron James from your vantage point, well, Max, why talk about LeBron James until June? Why not just wait until the finals? You see what I'm saying? But while the season's going on, there are storylines that unfold, and there are other people's careers that are affected by it. And he could potentially be alluding to what guys are chronicling along the way.
Let's talk about it this way.
And you can't
I understand what
that.
you mean. I understand what you mean, because it's not just big picture. You want to see the granular. Day after day, there are stories. And just because in the big picture, LeBron may be, if you want to make it binary, in the right, that doesn't mean he's not in the wrong at times. And I understand
Even
that.
you said he's been wrong from
for
time
sure,
to time.
like the Kyrie situation.
Yes.
No, okay. But if what people mean by this is, remember the way Brett Favre was covered, especially in the second half of his career? That was not accurately reflecting reality. Brett Favre was a great all-time quarterback, and you understand why people loved him. He was never the best quarterback of all time, but he was treated that way. Brett Favre was not as good a football player as LeBron James is a basketball player. In other words, if the idea is that LeBron is getting the Brett Favre treatment, which felt like as great as Favre was, I don't want to get it twisted here. Yeah. Brett Favre was one of the all-time greats. I loved watching him. But as much as that was true, he was out of proportion lionized by the press and taken care of by the press. That's not happening to LeBron. LeBron is above Favre in the basketball pantheon compared to Favre in the football pantheon and deserves different treatment even than Favre got. I don't think he gets undeserved treatment.
Depending on the story.
Yeah.
Not questioning his winning. You're right. But depending on the story. There's other stories other
He's
than
been
just whether
wrong.
you
He's
win
a
or
human
But
being.
I did like how LeBron handled this. Like, don't pit me against my brother. I need to, he didn't hear the whole story and he didn't know if people were cherry picking headlines.